This is Terry. I'll be the facilitator with this 10-minute career direction workshop video. The goal of this workshop is to help you match your strongest interests, values, and abilities to meaningful occupations. After this workshop, you'll be able to identify your strongest interests, values, and abilities in order to select occupations that you will find meaningful. Also, you will know how to use employment resources and information that will help you explore occupations you find interesting. You'll be asked to narrow down your career direction to 3 occupations in order to spend more time exploring the occupations to make an informed decision. If you have not already printed the handouts for this workshop, please pause this video, open a new window in your browser, and go to the link in the screen to print out the handouts. Pause this video now with the pause button in your video player. What percent of people do you think truly find work meaningful? 80%, 50%, 20%? In fact, less than 20% of working people find their work meaningful. That means 80% of people do not enjoy their jobs. This is alarming since your job has such a great impact on your happiness and the happiness of those close to you. Confucius made this wise statement by saying, "Choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life." This is true. Ever talk to someone who loved their jobs? It's like talking to someone who cannot wait to get to work, can't believe they are being paid to do something they enjoy so much. This workshop video will help you know how to find employment that is enjoyable. Matching your interest in certain types of work along with the things that are important to you and your greatest abilities to specific occupations is the best way of finding enjoyable employment. Research has proven that your interests in work is established as young as the age of 7 and remains strong your entire life. By the time you are 12 years old, your values, that's things that are important to you, and your abilities, the things that you are good at doing, begin to develop. By looking at your strongest interests, values, and abilities, you can begin to understand the types of work that you will find enjoyable. To prove the importance of strengths of your childhood's interests, some scientists filmed 12 7-year-old children in 1964 and recorded their interests and their future career aspirations. These same 12 young people were interviewed every 7 years. They are now in their 50s. It is remarkable to see how consistent they were in their career choices in relationship to their childhood dreams. Many of them are following their career aspirations of their 7-year-old interests. These next few screens will provide definitions and examples of interests, values, and abilities, giving you a chance to answer some short online quizzes to help you determine your greatest interests, values, and abilities, and matching these strengths to specific occupations. Interests are likes and dislikes, activities that you find enjoyable, where time passes without notice. Interests are not dependent on ability. In other words, you don't have to be good at something to enjoy doing it. However, people with high interest usually are faster at developing abilities related to their interests. Some typical examples of interests are enjoying working with people, or working with ideas or information, or working with things. Some people who enjoy working with people would likely be someone who likes to help, teach, or lead people, such as a nurse, teachers, or managers. Someone who enjoys working with ideas or information are people who often like to work independently, designing things or recording information or numbers, such as an engineer, graphic designer, or bookkeeper. Someone who enjoys working with things usually likes to fix or build or operate things, such as carpenters, mechanics, and heavy equipment operators. Keep in mind that these examples are simply brief examples. There are more than 27,000 different occupations in North America. Take a look at the handout titled Interests, Values, and Abilities Summary. And write in the interest circle your strongest work-related interests and any occupations related to your interests. To assist you in identifying your interests, you may wish to complete the short online interest quiz at the website provided in the interest circle on this screen. Open a new window in your browser, internet browser, and go to the link provided. You can print the results page for future reference. Also, occupations that relate to your interests will be listed on the right side of the results screen. Pause this video now with the pause button in your video player until you've had a chance to complete the interest quiz and or document your strongest interests and related occupations. Values are things that are important to you. Work that allows you to exercise your values will provide a sense of enjoyment and fulfillment. In some cases, your choices of occupations may be strongly affected by your values. You may find yourself saying something like, I don't care what type of work I do as long as it is outdoors. Here are some examples of work-related values. People who need freedom in their work often choose occupations that allow them to work independently or do things their own way, such as sales representatives and business owners. People who value creativity need to have opportunities to be creative in their job, such as graphic designers, writers, and musicians. People who value outdoors want to work outdoors, such as farmers, park rangers, and biologists. Take a look at the handout titled Interest, Values, and Abilities Summary, and write in the Value circle your strongest work-related values. To assist you in identifying your values, you may wish to complete the short values quiz at the website provided in the Value circle on the screen. Open a new window in your internet browser and go to the link provided. Pause this video now with the pause button in your video player until you've had a chance to complete the values quiz and or document your most important values. Abilities are the things that you're good at doing, your greatest skills. Abilities are things that you learn and practice. Abilities often are developed through education and training. For example, someone who is able to teach would have received an education and certification in teaching. Also, would have performed a practicum in order to practice applying the knowledge in order to develop the ability to teach. Here are some examples of abilities. A good negotiator may have taken sales training and practiced for a period of time in order to develop the ability to be a good negotiator. A graphic designer may have attended college in graphic design and through practice developed the ability to draw. Mechanical abilities could be developed by learning the principles of mechanics and then applying those principles in order to repair and or maintain mechanical equipment. Take a look at the handout titled Interest, Values, and Abilities Summary and write in the Abilities circle your strongest work-related abilities and any occupations related to these abilities. To assist you in identifying your abilities, you may wish to complete the short abilities quiz at the website provided in the Abilities circle on the screen. Open a window in your internet browser and go to the link provided. You can print these results page for future reference. Also, occupations that relate to your abilities will be listed on the right side of the results screen. Pause this video now with the pause button in your video player until you've had a chance to complete the ability quiz and or document your strongest abilities and related occupations. Now that you have identified your greatest interests, values, and abilities, you need to look for any similarities among these groups. Look for any common pattern between all three groups. These overlapping areas identify your attributes that, if utilized or fulfilled in a job, would lead to meaningful and enjoyable work. For example, if you find you have strong interests working with people and value helping people and have the ability to be a good listener, you may find meaningful work as a teacher or counselor. Take a look at the handout titled Interests, Values, and Abilities Summary and circle or check the occupations you think match closest to your interests, values, and abilities. Pause this video now with the pause button in your video player until you've had a chance to circle and or check the best matching occupations to your interests, values, and abilities. Now that you have identified some occupations that could be meaningful and enjoyable, you need to determine if they are practical. In other words, do you have the requirements to perform the work or ability to acquire these requirements? Also, are there reasonable prospects for employment in these occupations? Use this worksheet to explore the requirements and prospects of your top 3 occupations. Here are some brief instructions for completing the occupational exploration worksheet. In the first column, record the occupation title and a short description of the work. In the occupational outlook column, record facts about the prospects of the work for each of your top 3 occupations. The Working in Canada website will provide valuable facts for occupations. Facts such as wage ranges, future outlook, future demands, and other interesting facts such as part-time versus full-time and dominant genders. In the Training/Education Requirements column, record the requirements for each occupation. You can find these facts also through looking at either the Working in Canada website or looking at posted jobs on the job bank. Keep in mind that each employer has unique requirements for the same occupations. It is always advisable to talk to employers in your area of interest to confirm the requirements. Lastly, if you need to obtain the requirements for the desired occupations, try using School Finder website. The website searches all Canadian schools and training institutions on any occupational title. Be sure to click on Programs before initiating the search. Select the most appropriate training sources and document important facts such as cost and duration of the training, location, and any prerequisites. Since this is the last and most important exercise, it will take time. This workshop video will end at this point. The more information you can gather for your desired occupation, the better decision you can make for your career direction. If, by doing this exploration, you decide not to continue or pursue the selected occupations, consider the other occupations listed in your interests, values, and abilities summary. Keep in mind, interests, values, and skills are good predictors of meaningful work. Exploring occupations can validate your match. Make informed career decisions through the exploration you can do. And do what you love, and the money will follow. Please complete the online workshop evaluation on the first page or first screen of this workshop. And thank you.